hello, hello. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? This is kind of like a last minute live stream. I didn't tell anybody that I was going live, so no one knew I'm going live. If you're here, welcome. If you are here, welcome, 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 welcome. Let me just wait until some of you guys get on in the room. If you're in the room, say hello. If you're in here, say hello. How are you guys doing? Good morning, good morning, well, no, it's afternoon where I am. Good afternoon, good afternoon. If you guys are in the room, just say hello. Say hello. Shalom, Sister Kelly. How you doing? How you doing? This is just a little impromptu. Hi, Sister Judah. Shalom, sis. This is you know, I gotta say, man, whenever you post ratchet stuff on Facebook or anywhere on social media, everybody is all over it. Our people just love ratchetness, but when it comes to talking about our health, you don't get a lot of response when we're talking about our health. But when death comes knocking on the door, that's when our people are running around, when the kidney is failing and the liver is failing. Unfortunately, that's when our people are running around looking for a cure. There is no miracle cure in any pharmaceutical drug or any herbs. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There are no miracle cure in pharmaceutical drug or herbs. All right. Let me go to Facebook and tell the people that I'm live, because nobody know I'm live. Good morning, Shalom. Why do I keep saying good morning? It's afternoon here. Hi, Sister Star. How are you? Let me just let some people know that I'm live here. So if anybody care about their health, and you guys can, invite your friends and family onto the live. We're going to talk about depression today. Okay. If you know anybody who's suffering from any type of cognitive disability, that's what I like to call it. Cognitive disabilities, anything that has to do with the brain disorder, when the brain isn't functioning properly. Some of you guys have children at home that the doctors are giving them medications, all type of ADHD meds and all that stuff. This conversation is for you guys, okay? Because there are herbs for that, okay? Let me just put this on in the group there. I'm just letting the people know that I'm live. Sister Kelly, you couldn't be more correct. You could not be more correct. You could not be more correct. A lot of people are depressed. And I'm going to talk about that too. I'm going to talk about that too. A lot of people are depressed and don't even know that they're depressed. That is fact. That's fact. So, all right. Before I get into the depression conversation, there's a lot of people. I don't know. I think Facebook. Whenever you post something on Facebook have this new thing called algorithm or whatever. I don't know if it's new or not. But whenever you post something on Facebook, all your friends and people on your friends list, they don't usually see it because Facebook wants you to pay them to promote your stuff and promote your page and your group and whatever. So even sometimes you search for certain groups on Facebook, you can't find them. You know, and so whenever you post something, certain words trigger something and people can't find it. So a lot of people are asking me about the herbs that I have on, that I just, you know, I told a lot of people that I was going to put together some herbs that I get from Jamaica all the time. You know, my family send me herbs, and I put these herbs in tea bags, right? And for the people who don't want to deal with making the herbs themselves, all you have to do is just grab a tea bag and put it in a cup, and there you go. Okay, so those herbs are up on the website. The website is the CMOS website, the JamaicaCMOS.com. That's the website where I'll you know, I'll show the website later on. Yeah. So, and this is something else I want to talk about. Pills, right? So the other day I made a post, and somebody, I forgot what I posted about. I think it was CMOS, and somebody asked me, how can they get it in pill form? I want to say something about that. Why does our people love pills so much? What's up with that? Why do we want a mango in pill form, or an apple in pill form, or CMOS in pill form, or some lettuce in like everything is pill, pill, pill? Why can't you just grab the raw thing and eat it? That's God, you know, our children back in the days, I mean, not our children, our foreparents back in biblical times they eat food. They eat natural food. There was no pill. I mean, this is crazy. I have brothers and sisters in the truth, or Hebrew Israelites, is asking for pill, for CMOS pill. Sister Kelly, you said it's convenient. I'm sorry, but no, it's laziness. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real, sis. It's laziness. It's downright laziness. How long does it take to prepare something in your blender? For me, it's like less than 2 minutes. You toss it in there, you turn on the blender, and that's it. You can type on your phone while it's blending. Like, hello, come on, it's not that deep. It's laziness. Our people have become lazy, and we're afraid to say it. Like, we're afraid to be honest and with our people and just correct our people. Our people have become lazy and dependent upon Esau for everything. Who came up with this, making everything into powder and putting it in a pill? Esau came up with that. And our people are so dependent upon Esau for everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. You know, we have no problem sitting on YouTube watching ratchet videos all day long, right? But when it comes to our health, we want to pop a pill. That doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. We got to get over this pill culture. We got to get over in order to put some powder in a pill, you would have to take the natural food, dehydrate it, remove all of the natural source from it, and then put it in a pill. By the time you get it into that little pill, there's nothing in there. Most of that nutrients is gone. You know, for something like CMOS and soursop, right? In order for you to take some soursop and put it in a pill, you would have to, soursop is a fruit. You would have to dehydrate that fruit, removing all the natural, juices from it, right? All the natural flavor and all the natural, and turn it into a powder form and put it in a pill. Where's the nutrients in that? Like, our people need to be, we got to do better. We got to do better. We just have to do better. Anyway, gallbladder flush. If you're on this, if you're on this channel, if you've been watching this channel and you haven't done the gallbladder flush, let me tell you something. Right? Behind the scene, I talk to a lot of people. Okay, and that's why I'm sorry. I have to apologize That's why, when some of you guys reach out to me, I don't get back to you right away, because I'm dealing with a lot of people behind the scene. And I am flabbergasted to find out how many of our people don't have their gallbladder anymore. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Like, that is one of the most common thing in the Black community. Like, our people are losing their gallbladder all the time. I'm floored. I can't believe it. Man and woman and children. I've had a child as young as 9 years old with gallstones. So we have to address the gallbladder situation, man. Okay, a simple thing as a gallbladder flush. A gallbladder flush can save your gallbladder. Very simple. Just do a gallbladder flush, and don't wait until the stones build up in there. You need to do this flush so the stone does not build up. Okay, because sometimes it gets so bad that the stones begin to move into different areas of the body, and that's where the problem comes in. So you don't want to wait until stones develop in the gallbladder. You want to make sure that they don't develop by doing the flush ever so often, okay? So you don't have anything growing in the system. So please, guys, if you haven't done the gallbladder flush already, do the blasted flush, okay? This is some tough love this morning. Just do the flush. Just do it. All right? I had one brother telling me that he's afraid of what might come out. So you're not afraid that it's going to be sitting inside there? Like, I'd be happy that it's coming out. I certainly don't want it sitting in there. Why are you afraid that it's coming out? It's supposed to come out. If you have something growing inside of you, it's supposed to come out. So why are you afraid of that? Like, I don't get it. I tell people to do a cleanse. Oh, is it going to make me go to the bathroom? Yes, it's going to make you go to the bathroom. That's what cleanse. Let me tell you guys something. If you guys are doing cleanse, because I realize that a lot of people don't know what cleanse is. If you are doing any type of cleanse at all, and at some point you're not going to the bathroom, like to remove the buildup and waste and toxin from the system, you're not doing a cleanse. If you're in the middle of a cleanse and you ain't going, like, when I mean go, I mean like diarrhea type go, okay? And that's normal when you're doing a cleanse, all right? If you're just eating some fruit and vegetable and then you're convincing yourself that you're cleansing, a fruit cleanse is not a cleanse. There's no such thing as a fruit cleanse, okay? There's no such thing as, oh, I've been eating fruits for 21 days and that's a cleanse. No, that's not a cleanse. That's not a cleanse. You're just eating healthy. That's all you're doing. But that's not a cleanse. A cleanse is something that you're taking that is going to go inside of the system and loosen up all of the buildup of waste that you have sitting inside, okay? Whatever buildup of waste and toxin that you have built up in the intestinal organ and in the colon and so on and so forth, that cleanse is going to go in there and loosen all these junk that you have sitting in the system and flush them out of the body. If you're doing a cleanse and that's not happening, you're not on a cleanse. You're not on a cleanse. Daughter of Issachar says you just did one of your cleanse. Wonderful, sis, wonderful. And try to do one at least every 3 to 4 months, okay? And make sure that you are also taking some probiotics, all right? If you just did a cleanse, get yourself some probiotics and don't get the pill, the tablets. Get them. If you're going to get the probiotic, get it in the capsule, okay? And make sure it's coming from the refrigerator, okay? Not from the shelves. You need some probiotic to put back that good bacteria in the system. Sister Star, I'm going to show you where the cleanse is. Let me just share my screen for a second so you guys can see it, and then I'll hold on. It's a simple cleanse. It's not something that you're going to buy, okay? I mean, if you don't, it only have 3 ingredients in it. If you don't have the ingredients in your house already, you might have to run to the supermarket. It's nothing complicated. It's nothing expensive. You'll probably pay less than $10 for the ingredients. All you need is 3 ingredients. Some, either you're going to get some oranges or some grapefruit, some Epsom salt, some plain Epsom salt. And Epsom salt is a natural mineral, okay? And some extra virgin olive oil. Let me just share my screen and show you where, hold on, where that cleanse is. What's going on? Why my screen isn't sharing? Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I did, where is it? Okay. Now here's the website. It's called Grassroot Botanicals. And you're going to go to where it says PDF downloads. You're going to click on that PDF downloads. Okay. And these are not actual products. They are the instruction to do the cleanse. All right. You're going to follow the instructions step by step. It's very easy. My husband and I do this ever so often. This is the cleanse right here. It's called the gallbladder flush. Right. And this is the instruction. And it's a protocol that you're going to do step by step by step. Okay. When you download it to your computer, let me go back here. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a minute. Can you guys see me again? Okay. When you download, you're going to download it. Okay. It's going to go straight to your email and you can print it out or you can just go in your email and look at it. There is a step-by-step instruction, Sister Star, that you follow, okay? And that cleanse, it's called a gallbladder cleanse, but it's not just a gallbladder cleanse. It also clean out your colon and so on and so forth, the intestinal organ. But it's called a gallbladder cleanse because it literally break up gallstones if you have them, okay? It will break up the gallstones if you have them. And I've you know what, maybe one of these days I will bring a couple of people on here who have passed gallstones from doing this cleanse, so maybe they can give their testimonies to you guys, okay? Plenty of people have done this cleanse and have passed gallstones they didn't even know they had, okay? Yeah, so that cleanse right there will break up some gallstones if you have them, and a lot of us are walking around with them. A lot of us are, unfortunately. And a lot of us, when we start feeling that pain, that horrible pain in the stomach, and you get rushed to the emergency room and the doctor says, hey, you have gallstones in the gallbladder, we need to remove your gallbladder. That's it, because they don't have another solution. They have no solution. They don't know. They're not going to tell you to go do a cleanse and remove the stone because they didn't study. They didn't go to school for that. They didn't learn to do cleanse in doctor school. Okay, you guys need to understand these things. Doctors did not learn to administer cleanse to people. So you guys got to understand their degree is all about prescribing medication. Okay, and medication cannot get rid of gallstones. It don't fix gallstones issues. So you need to cleanse it. If I'm not having any problems, do I do it anyways? Well, Sister Kelly, most people who are walking around with gallstones in their gallbladder feels normal. They feel normal. They don't even know they have it until one day when it gets so big and they start feeling that horrid pain down there on the right side, because that's where the gallbladder is, and they get rushed to the ER. That's when it's out of control. So it doesn't matter. The point of it, okay, let me tell y'all something. What I do is I teach prevention. Prevention. And what prevention is, you know, it teaches you to do things to prevent illness, not to wait until you get an illness. So even if, let's just say this, right? Let's just say I don't have diabetes, right? But do I want to get diabetes? Heck no, I don't. Heck no, I don't, right? So what am I going to do? I am going to do the necessary steps and the things that I need to do to make sure that I don't ever get diabetes. So I'm going to take preventative measures, right, to make sure I don't get diabetes. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If you are a woman and you don't want to get uterine fibroids, PCOS, ovarian cysts, right? You don't want to wait around to get those things. You want to make sure that you take preventative caution, preventative measures to not get them by taking care of the female reproductive system, right? So it's not so much to, if you're not having problem, that you don't need to do it because you're not having any problem. You need to do it so you don't have problems. That's the key when it comes to natural remedies and herbal, herbalists and what we do. We practice preventative measures. We don't wait until sickness hit. We do things to prevent the sickness. That's the key. So even if you don't think you have gallbladder problem, which most people don't, you want to take that cleanse to make sure you don't get gallbladder problem. And if you're a man, right? Any brothers that are watching, you want to make sure that you are doing things to take care of your prostate, so that way you don't have prostate enlargement and prostate cancer. That's the point. You don't want to wait to get prostate problem. You certainly do not. You certainly do not. So again, if you don't want to end up in the ER with gallstones, with huge gallstones, and then you're going to have to listen to the doctor telling you, oh yeah, we're going to have to remove your gallbladder. What you need to do is keep the gallbladder healthy so you don't end up in the ER by doing a flush ever so often, so that way the gallbladder doesn't have the opportunity to build up, to have a buildup of stones in there, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You have to do it. It has to be done. Wait a minute, Sister Kelly. I thought you already did this cleanse, sis. Wait a minute. Didn't you do the I thought you did the what do you call it? The parasite cleanse. The gallbladder flush is a part of the parasite cleanse. I thought you already did the parasite cleanse. But anyway, yeah. So, yep. You got to do that flush. You got to do the flush, man. Do it so often because the body is constantly yeah, if you did the parasite cleanses, then you have already done the that gallbladder flush, because that's included in that cleanse. It is. It is. All right. So I am here to talk about depression, anxiety, mood, brain disorder, whatever it is that we want to that we want to call it. One of the problems that I see is majority, well, I won't say majority, but a lot of Black folks are suffering from depression for whatever reason. There are different types of, and we don't want to, depression is a brain disorder, okay? It's, right? It's affecting you, right? Because what you're thinking. And a lot of our people don't want to admit it. Now, I'm not suffering from depression, but I've talked to a lot of people all the time. Okay, people come to me for herbs and what can I do, and I realize that this is a huge problem in the Black community in general, not just in the Hebrew Israelite community. There are a lot of people in the Hebrew Israelite community that are suffering from depression. Okay, and most of us don't even want to admit that we're suffering from depression. And as Sister Kelly said earlier, most of us don't even know we're suffering from depression. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of story, right? About 2 years ago, I was in the Bronx and I ran into this young lady. There was some type of function there, and I was standing outside with another sister, and this young lady just walked up to us and she started talking to us, and we were talking, And she mentioned that she was on antidepressant medication and what's that other some type of mental disorder she had, and she was on medication for it, right? And so I asked her, why are you depressed? And she didn't know. She says, I don't know. I said, what happened? Like something happened to you at some point that is causing you to be depressed. She says, nothing happened. Nothing happened, right? And I'm listening to her. So anyway, we're just having a normal conversation, and as we continue to talk, she started telling me about when she was now this is like later on. We've already finished talking about her depression, right? Already done with that. And so we're talking about something totally different. And then she told me that she was raped at, I believe she said she was about 5 or 7 years old when she was raped, right? And she says she went home and she told her mom that she was raped. She said she told her mother she was raped, and her mom literally just told her to get away from me, just like get out of here. Her mom abandoned her, and when she got to the age of, I believe, 12 or 13, somewhere around there, she was raped again. And this time she didn't tell her mother. She didn't tell anybody, because, what are you going to tell? You tell the one person that you trust, right? The one person who's supposed to be your protector, you know, the person who's supposed to be protecting you, you told that to, and they didn't believe you. So she didn't tell anyone. And she never really come to terms with it. And her mom ended up dying later on. And she was about 30 something while she was telling me this story at the time. She was in her 30s. And her mom passed away, and they never really came to a resolution. Like they never really had a good relationship after that, right? And so this young lady who had been raped twice, once when she was a baby, is now on medication for mental illness, right? And she doesn't even know why she's on medication for mental illness. So after I listened to her and I explained to her that, because I realized that she did not connect the two. I said, you're on medication because of your past experience, sis. You were raped as a baby. And then not so long after that, you were raped again, and you held this in. You had no one to talk to. You couldn't. And the person who was supposed to be there for you and protect you abandoned you. So that in itself is a problem. So all of that bundled up inside, and you wonder why this young lady is on antidepressant medication, right? And unfortunately, a lot of our sisters have gone through horrid situation, and brothers too. A lot of our brothers and sisters have gone through this horrible situation where they had horrible mothers, horrible fathers, horrible family members, horrible friends, horrible people in their life that have let them down, okay? And just horrible things that have happened to them, and they have never come to terms with it. They've never had the opportunity to sit down and talk about it, right? And then on top of that, your diet is horrible. You're not taking care of your health, right? So you have issues that are going on up here, and then you have issues going on in your stomach, right? So it's like an explosion. It's bad all over. You're not addressing what's going on in the mental, mentally, and then you're not addressing your physical health, so that's a problem in itself. And too many of our sisters are not addressing this. Like we're embarrassed, or we're shy, or we having trust issues because we don't want to trust each other to sit and be there for one another and talk about it with each other. I don't understand this thing. We're supposed to be women in the truth, right? And we don't even trust each other to be there for one another and help each other with this type of situation. Well, that's why I'm having this conversation today. All right. We got to talk about it. And so this type of situation we pass on to our children, because when you have a mother who has gone through a horrible experience in her life, right, that she's never talked about, she's depressed and she's not even acknowledging that she's depressed, and then she have children, and then she's passing on all of that negative energy to her children, right? And then her children come up and they make poor choices and they have their own mental issues that they have to deal with. Because see, what you don't understand, being a mother, that energy is passed on to your children a lot of times, man. Your children soak up, they soak up everything from mom. You know, all that, whatever it is, if you're happy, 9 times out of 10, your children are going to be happy, okay? If you're a horrible mother, if you're sad, if you're always ratchet and running around, you see those videos you see those videos all the time with these ratchet mothers. They're doing the with their butt up in the air and their booty shorts, and you see the little girl right next to them, but they're behind up in the air and all that stuff, right? So your children is soaking up everything. They're learning from you. So if you're suffering from depression and you have not addressed it, I don't know. You're raising children. That's a problem. That's a problem in itself. That's a problem. So we got to talk about it. Sister Kelly, yeah. Yep. That's one of the biggest problem in our community, sexual assault. Yep. That's one of the biggest problem in our community, and it's something that we're not talking about. Pedophilia, you know, child molestation. We're not talking about it. When are we going to address these things in the community? I don't really see a lot of people talking about it. I don't. When you start talking about these things, people become quiet. People just shut down. They don't want to talk about it. It's like an elephant in the room, and nobody wants to address this huge elephant in the room. We gonna talk about that today. We gonna get into it today. Sister Princess Chai, my mom never took care of me. Yeah. There's a lot of that in the community, sis. There are a lot of that in the community. Our mothers have issues, man. Yeah. Our mothers have, a lot of our mothers have issues, but sexual, deviance in the household. A lot of us, let me say this, I have talked to tons and tons of people, as it relates to molestation, with child molestation. And you'd be surprised to know that you pretty much sometimes can't even trust anybody in the home. You leave your child with grandpa, and grandpa is sexually molesting your child. Okay, these are stories that I've heard personally. You leave your child with an uncle, and an uncle is molesting or raping your child. You leave your child with an aunt or a sister. Yeah, there are women. There are women who are sexually molesting children as well, and we're not talking about that stuff. We're not talking about it. It's a secret. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it on the hush hush. Don't tell anybody type of stuff. And then the molestation continue. I've listened. I have to sit and listen to stories after stories where mothers, or just women in general, the women in the family, just sit there knowing that there's a child being molested and they have done nothing at all. Nothing at all. So my question is really, why is our woman sitting back and allowing our children to be molested? We have to hold ourselves accountable for this stuff. Why are women sitting back and allowing their children to be molested by men and women? Why? We have to talk about this stuff. And that's what's causing the depression, and that's some of what's causing it. I mean, you do have other things that cause, for example, there are people with parasites in the brain that is causing the brain to malfunction. That's a medical issue that you're going to have to address. And that's why it's good sometimes, if you have good medical insurance, to go and get the brain checked physically to make sure that you don't have parasites up there. There are different things that's causing depression and anxiety and mood disorders and stuff like that. A lot of the children that you see are having these issues sometimes. A lot of it has to do with the vaccination and the medication that they're that yeah that the mom and the dad is allowing their children to get these vaccinations, and all that heavy metal that's going in the brain, the heavy metal that is affecting the brain, that is also causing depression as well. All right, so we have to look at where the depression is coming from, where the mood and the anxiety and all this brain disorder, this cognitive disability is coming from. Where is it coming from? That's where we got to look at it. But a lot of it is also coming from lifestyle experiences, rape, and other things. You know what I mean? And we have to address it. We have to address it. We have to address it. I've been asked so many times, what can I take? What can I take for depression? What can I take for, mood or anxiety problem? And there is no magic pill. There's no magic pill. There's no, magic herbal regimen. Okay. It's a slow process, and it's something you're going to have to work on yourself. Number one, you're going to have to come to terms with what's causing your depression. If you have been raped, right? And now if you've been raped as a child and you're like in your 30s and 40s or 50s or whatever, and you have not addressed it, you haven't, you've just been letting it bottled up inside. You haven't talked to anybody about it. You're just sitting there and it's been boiling up inside of you, and then you just want to pop a pill for this thing. It's not going to work. All you're doing is suppressing. You're just suppressing the problem. You're gonna have to talk about it. You're gonna have to seek help, talk to somebody. You know what I mean? The experience already happened, right? It already happened. There's nothing you can do about it anymore. It's already happened. But I find that if you talk, this is why they have psychologists and people like that, because addressing things help. It helps. It helps you to overcome when you address it. But if you have it bottled up inside and you've never addressed it, if you've been raped at 5 years old, at 7 years old, and you've never addressed it to somebody, you've never talked about, or maybe you told somebody and they didn't care. You see, and then you figure, hey, I don't trust anybody because I told this one person and they didn't care. So, hey, but you know what? Maybe you told the wrong person. Maybe you told the wrong person. Find somebody you can trust and talk to them. Okay? Even if it's a stranger. Sometimes talking to stranger is better than talking to your own friends and family, because sometimes your own friends and family suck. I'm keeping it real. Sometimes your own friends and family suck. Sometimes they're the worst people to talk to about your problem, okay? Find a stranger. Sometimes strangers are better to talk to. I'm just keeping it real. Hi, Queen. I hope I'm saying that right. Set 67. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, Sister Gina. Sometimes, let me tell you something, man. Sometimes the family member is the worst people to talk to, because sometimes the family members are the people that are causing your depression. I mean, I'm just saying. Sister Princess, listen to me. Let me tell y'all something, man. There are some good sisters out here. Some of us really do. Listen, I love my people. I can't speak for anybody else, but I love my people, right? And I put time. I have a full-time job just like most of you guys do. I have a full-time job. I do other things on the side, but I still find time to come out here and talk to you guys because I have love for my people. I give my time to you guys. Even when I'm at work, I'll be at work, I'm on the phone for hours talking to people about their health and stuff like that. The Most High put this spirit on me to do this. So you, Sister Princess, You might want to look outside of your little community that you might want to look outside for some help. Sometimes the help is not in the environment where you are. You might want to kind of leave that environment and look somewhere else for some help. Reach out to somebody. You know what I mean? Reach out to somebody online. There are, people out here that can help you. If you want to talk. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk to me. If you want to, I'm here, right? I'm always here. There are other sisters out there that are mature women who have had experiences, somebody that you can sit and talk to. I mean, we're out here, sis. We're out here, you know? I'm dealing with that right now. Yeah. Yeah, we're out here, sis. We're there are a lot of us with experience and who've been there, done that, and you can talk to us. But yeah, so if any of you sisters and brothers are going through depression, you have to find someone. Find some refuge into someone. I don't suggest you go talk to Esau. Esau don't give a rat's behind about your depression, okay? Crap. You tell Esau Black Lives Matter and they'll tell you all lives matter. So you sitting there talking to some Becky or somebody about, oh, I was raped when I was 2 and blah 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 blah, and they're thinking about what they're going to be making for dinner later on. That they don't give a rat's behind. Find somebody of your own people, okay? There are a lot of people out here who are helping in that area. A lot of them have gone through the same experience, and that's why they can talk to you. Talk to somebody who had the same experience as you know what I mean, who share the same experience. But you got to talk about it. If you are having and sometimes too, you have mothers who give birth and they have the postpartum depression, and that's because mom, you guys are suffering from nutrient deficiency. A lot of the times, a lot of you mom who gave birth and you're going through postpartum depression, it's because 9 times out of 10, man, you are suffering from nutrient deficiency. You have no nutrients in the system. You're breastfeeding a baby. Some of you guys are breastfeeding, and the baby is sucking you dry, taking all of the little nutrients that you might eat an apple or a couple, maybe some salads or something, and that's going into the baby. The body is not, you're not putting enough nutrients in there, right? And so the body is reacting to a lack of nutrients. So that's why it's important for you women to always be putting nutrients in the system, man, from fresh plant foods and other things, magnesium, B vitamins, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, if you are suffering from depression, there are things that can make it easier for you. Okay. But you do have to talk to somebody. But there are herbs. Yes, they're not miracle cure, but they will help you to cope. Okay, and they don't have any side effects like those darn pills that the doctors prescribe to you guys all the time, which is you coming down with different side effects. And some of these side effects is giving you depression. Like you're taking something for depression, and then the side effects is depression. Like, how does that even make any sense? How does that even make any sense? There are herbs that deal with that. Let me tell you something, man. The Most High, he don't play. The Most High don't play. When the Most High created herbs, he created an herb for every possible illness that your body can have. Okay, there is nothing that Esau can create that the Most High didn't create a herb for. I kid you not. Okay, I kid you not. There is absolutely nothing that the white man can create that Most High didn't put a herb out there for. But y'all gotta, y'all gotta get it together. Y'all gotta get it together. So when the pituitary gland is not functioning well, right? When the hypothalamus gland is not functioning well, when the, the thyroid gland, the adrenal gland, and so on and so forth, when those things are not, some of those glands are in the brain and some of them are directly connected to the brain. They're in different parts of the body. And if you're not keeping those glands healthy, okay, because your diet is horrible, you're going to have brain problem. You're going to have problem in the brain. You're going to have cognitive malfunction, okay, because the brain is, y'all know the little song, the brain is connected to, this is connected to that, and so the brain is a part of your body. Your brain is in your head, the head is connected to the neck, everything is connected. All these glands, all these system, all the, all the different system in the body is connected. So if the brain is not functioning well, you got to look at everything else. Got to look at the body, the entire body. Why is the brain not functioning? We got to look at it. So we have to also address, apart from addressing what caused your depression, we also have to address your diet. Because if you're going to look to talk about your depression, you also have to look at your diet and the digestive system and how that affects the brain, okay? Because you have all these glands, like I just mentioned, okay? The adrenal gland, the pituitary gland, all those glands that are connected to the brain. And if those glands are out of whack, if those glands are not healthy, okay, if you're not feeding the body enough nutrients to repair and keep those glands healthy, the brain is not going to be functioning well. You're going to have memory problems, sleep problem, anxiety problem, all type of problem that I hear people suffering from because you're not taking care of those glands, okay? So there are herbs that helps to keep those glands in balance and keep them healthy. And Sister Princess, let me tell you something. A lot of people think just like just eating meat is the problem. I hate to tell you, eating meat is not just the only problem. People think that when they cut meat out of their diet, that's it. That's going to fix their problem. No, sis. I hate to tell you. Meat is not your only problem. A lot of people cut meat out of their diet, and now they pack on a whole bunch of processed food, right? So meat is not your only problem. The most I deal with balance, okay? And so everything has to be in balance here. I've never told anyone not to eat meat, okay? Because I know our people, they just go from one extreme to the next. All right, so balance. That's what I like to say. Balance. We have to exercise balance. If you're gonna have meat once a week or twice a week, come on, maybe a little fish here and there, but just don't be, just don't be addicted to it is what I'm saying. But yeah. Sister said no toxic people. Yeah, well, there's a lot of that out there, sis. A lot of toxic people. Let me show. Okay, so there are herbs that you can take, but let's just address the diet first. Okay, just like Sister Kelly says, the diet. Okay, if you are planning on trying to address your depression issue, if you're planning to address your anxiety issue, if you're planning to address your sleep disorder and all this stuff, there has to be a combination of things that you're doing to get better. One of those things is your diet, okay, and cleansing the system by doing cleanse and flushes. You have to. It's all about balance. So if you want to begin to change your current situation, you need to do a flush. You need to flush the system, flush out all the, try to get rid of some of the buildups and waste and toxin from the system, right? And change the diet. And you also need to be verbally talking to people, somebody, I don't know, maybe a group of people or a person that you trust. Talk about your, what's causing your depression, like your life events, whatever happened in your life that's causing your depression, right? And then you also need to clean up the gut, take some herbs and stuff like that. Sis, you suffer from high blood pressure. What? Well, you look like 12 years old. If that's you in the photo, wow. But you got to get rid of that, sis, Sister Princess Charm. You got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of that. You shouldn't have high blood pressure. Now, do you know what's causing your high blood pressure? That's the question. What's causing it? There are different causes of high blood pressure. You have to find out what's causing it. It could be caused by stress. It could be caused by the food you're eating. It could be caused by too much mercury in the system. It could be caused by a lot of things. Lack of sleep, too tired, stress, all that stuff can cause high blood pressure. So I don't know what's causing it. So you're going to have to figure out what's causing your high blood pressure and work on that. Are you stressed out? Have you taken medication or any type of vaccination that may have put some mercury in the system? Are you getting enough sleep, enough rest? All of that we have to factor in when we're looking at high blood pressure, because there are different causes of high blood pressure. All right. So I don't know what's causing it, sis. So you might have to you want to figure it out, try to get to the bottom. Or you said it's stress. Unfortunately, that's the one thing I can't help you with. I can't help you with, because I don't know what's stressing you. And stress is a lifestyle problem that if you continue to be in that lifestyle, it's never going to go away. You might want to take yourself out of that environment. And I know it's not easy for a lot of people. So I don't know what's causing your stress. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's a relationship problem, whether it's a job problem, whether somebody may have passed away, your mom, your favorite friend, or whatever the case may be. A lot of these things can cause stress. I don't know what's causing it. So that's not something I can help you. I mean, I can only, give you some herb to kind of ease it a little bit. But if you're still in that environment, you're not going to get over it, unless you get out of that environment. I love you too, Sister Queen. Yeah, you have to get out of that environment, sis. I don't know what's causing it. So, but reach out to somebody. And somebody will help you figure it out. They say 2 brains are better than 1 sometimes. So, you might want to try and reach out to somebody and have somebody help you figure it out. What are you worrying about? I don't know. Reach out to me, sis. Listen, send me give me a little inbox. Reach out to me. Maybe we, need to talk. Reach out to me. Sometimes we have a lot of our sisters, they're in situations and they just don't know how to get out of it. I just read, I'm gonna tell you guys something, right? You guys know I'm from Jamaica, so I do read the Jamaican paper a lot. And I read a story in the Jamaican paper yesterday, and it blew my mind. So there's a 17-year-old girl, right? And her mom abandoned her when she was 7, I believe, 7 or 8. And her mom abandoned her when she was around that age, and she ended up in a girls' home, like one of those public government home for homeless children, or whatever the case may be. And she ran away from there. A couple of years ago, and because it was a very, very hostile environment, she said it was, and she ran away and she lived on the street and she started prostituting. And she wrote the newspaper, because I read this in the newspaper. She wrote the newspaper begging for help, and she told her story. And she says, her mom abandoned her, and she was in this home, and she ran away because it was very hostile there. God knows what was happening to this young girl there. She ran away and she had nowhere to go, no family, and now she turned to prostitution. And she's begging and telling them she don't want to be a prostitute anymore. She don't want to be in that lifestyle, but that's what she has been reduced to, you know. And sometimes we just don't know what's happening to our sisters. We don't know what's going, even our brothers too. A lot of our young men is going through this type of stuff. You have mothers who have, you know, get pregnant. They don't know what to do with the baby. They abandon the baby. The baby is bouncing from one place to the next, and you know, just end up in all different places, and they're being abused all over the place. And a lot of these babies are boys, okay? And a lot of these boys grow up to be homosexuals. So it's tough out here. It really is. It really is. And we're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it enough. We're not addressing this stuff. How many of you who have children know what's going on with your children, really know what's going on with your children? You know what I mean? How many of you know if somebody has touched your child? Listen, this is personal, but I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? I had a family member who, I don't know if I should. Whew. You know what? This is a personal story, and I'm going to tell it, okay? I'm going to tell it. I had a family member who attempted to have sex with me, okay? I was very young. I was younger. I was a teenager. And I told another family member who at the time was very close to me, right? Who I had some respect for at the time. And that family member was a female. And that family member who was a female told me not to say anything, not to tell anybody. Yeah. He told me to don't say anything, just don't say nothing. And that's the problem in our community right there. That's the problem. That's the problem. When we have women, the mothers in the family, mother figures who the children are looking up to and trusting, right? And depending on, we have these mother figures who are letting us down, They're letting our children down, okay? Sad. A lot of it has to do with this Christian mentality. Oh no, Sister Myra, nope. Listen, our people, we're the same. We're scattered everywhere. We're the same. We're no different. It's everywhere, sis. It's everywhere, man. You know? Yeah. So yeah, you have family members out there who are sick and vile and disgusting, and then you have other family member who just cover it up. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to address it. And that leads to, you know, the Most High put different spirit in different people. And if your spirit is not strong, that's a problem in itself. A lot of us don't have strong spirits, man. A lot of us don't. This is where prayer and fasting and keeping the physical and mental and spiritual healthy, okay? If you're not doing good things to the physical body, you're going to have issues with the mental and the spiritual. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? So when you're dealing with a horrible past experience, right? And you're dealing with depression and anxiety and all this stuff, and you have a unhealthy body, right? Unhealthy digestive system. You have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have high blood, you know, all this medical issues happening. How can you fix what's going on up here if the body is unhealthy? You can't. You got to take care of the body. It all comes together. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's all connected. But yeah, Sister Kelly, that's what a lot of our women do, protecting the predator. That's what a lot of our women do, man. And we have to talk about it. I mean, even you have people who sit through this conversation and still do nothing at all. Yeah, listen, Kelly, I don't even, let me tell you something. I don't even care what Esau does. I don't care. That's Esau's nature. That's Esau's nature. That's Esau's natural nature, is to do vile, this decrepit, disgusting things and protect themselves. That's what they do. Esau come together. Let me tell y'all something. It's the one thing that Esau does is they know how to come together. Okay. My concern is the things that happen in our community that we just allow over and over and over, and we do nothing about. I care more about my people. I'm trying to get my people to come together and stop these type of shit from happening in our community. You know, I'm talking about it and I'm getting a little pissed off, you know, because I've talked to young and old about these type of problem, and it's like when somebody comes to you and tell you that they're on medication for all type of mental disorder, and you talk to them and they tell you all these horrible things that happened to them, and you like, I can't, what, you know, you just wish you could help, you know, but they've been walking around with this for years and have never come to terms. They've never addressed it. They've never talked about it. And that's just the problem, man. That's a problem. So the reason I'm talking about this today, right, is because within the last 2 weeks, I've had about 3 people came to me that's going through depression, and they were asking me for herbs. And at first I had to have, of course, I have to have the conversation with them about their health. Okay. That's the first conversation I had to have with them. All right. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys for those of you who are asking for herbs for depression, anxiety, and so on and so forth. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Where is it? Let me go here. So there's a formula on this website here, right? Here it is right here. It's called brain support or brain support, right? There it is right there. The herbs in this formula here helps with cognitive disabilities, okay? Give me 1 second. Let me see what else they say down here. Okay, so this formula is the powerful ability of the ingredients to aid in relaxation, improve cognitive function. Okay, and they're saying it helps children and adults can take this formula. So if you have a child who's also suffering from you know, cognitive issues as well. Herbs that help with the brain, you know, brain cells. From free radical damage, relieve anxiety and stress, okay, anti-anxiety effect, and so on and so forth. Aid with sleep, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so they have for those of you who've been asking me for herbs that helps with anxiety and sleep disorders and stuff like that, there are herbs that helps with those things. And so this is a formula that has multiple herbs there that helps with brain function. Okay, brain function. It helps you to sleep well. It helps you to think better. It gives you clarity, and so on and so forth. Sorry. So here it is. The website is Grassroot Botanical. You're going to go to the herbs section where it says herbs right there, and it's called brain support. Brain support. Okay, that's going to help you if you're having issues. Yeah, trying to work this screen thing. If you're having issues with, you know, anxiety and depression and so on and so forth, it's they're pretty much those are herbs that deal with the glands. Okay, those are herbs that deal with the glands. They help to calm you down, help, you know, all that anxiety and all that stuff. These herbs helps to calm the nerves and, you know, calm you down, helps you to sleep and so on and so forth. 3 cups a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. I was trying to explain to somebody a couple of days ago, if you have to work in the daytime, right, and you have to take your herbs, go to Walmart or one of those places and pick up a thermos, okay? A thermos. If y'all don't know what a thermos is, let me show you guys again. Let me see if I can find a thermos and see and show you guys what a thermos is. Hold on. See, there it is. My grandparents used to walk around with thermos all the time, okay? So you can find these on Amazon. You can find them at Walmart. There they are. Now, these things here, people who go camping, like back in the days when my grandmother, when we would go down on the farm. Let me stop sharing my screen. So you guys see what a thermos is, right? We would take our tea, okay, because, you know, we're tea people. Us Caribbean folks, we're tea people. So we would take the thermos and we would pour our tea in there. And when we go down on the plantation to work, y'all know we have a plantation. I'm not talking about the slavery plantation. Every time I say the word plantation, people look at me funny. No, I'm talking about back home when we used to go down to, you know, plant stuff or harvest stuff on the plantation. We would fill up our thermos with teas and take it, and your tea stays hot all day pretty much. So if you're going to take herbs and you want to take it throughout the day while you're at work, grab a thermos. Make your teas in the morning, pour your tea in there, and then you'll have it to sip on while you're at work. All right, so that's why I wanted to show you guys a thermos. You can have your tea while you're at work. Just bring a little thermos with you. It doesn't have to be big. Just a, you know, small thermos. It keeps your tea hot, right? You throw some tea bags in there or whatever it is, or you can prepare it and pour it in there, and you take it to work with you, and you know, you sip it throughout the day. All right, so that's a way to keep taking your herbs throughout the day. All right. There is a plantation in every country and state where Black people gathered. Well, yeah, sister, I know I was talking about an actual plantation that, you know, you have grow stuff on. In the Caribbean, there's a lot of plantation there. You know, my family owns a huge plantation back home, and I remember when we were going down there to harvest the crop, we would, you know, bring our little thermos with us with our teas, because we love teas back home. Yeah. So I'm not going to stay on here too long, guys. I just wanted to share that, you know, that little. I may have said a little bit too much today. You know, I may have said a little bit too much today. I made some black walnut hot tea. You know, Oh, okay, Sister Kelly. Yep, I know you have the. Yeah, you showed me that. That's a anti-parasitic. Okay. That's one of the thing that is in a parasite cleanse, Sister Kelly. That black walnut is good for parasite. Yes, ma'am, it is. All right, so okay, so the herbs. Before I go, the herbs. So so you guys know I get a lot of herbs from Jamaica, right? A lot of fresh herbs that we have in the backyard at home. But my family has to ship it here, and shipping is not cheap. Okay, the shipping to ship overseas from the Caribbean is you know. So my sisters send these herbs all the time, and a lot of people have been asking me for herbs. So what I decided to do, because I noticed that a lot of, especially the brothers, a lot of brothers don't want to take the time to prepare the herbs themselves. So I have come up with the bright idea to put the herbs in tea bags, okay? And so that way I can make it convenient for people who want the herbs. So let me share my screen again to show you where the herbs are. So Whoops. Sorry, guys. So here we go. Right? So this is a website that my sister sells her sea moss on. A lot of you guys are familiar with this website. It's called JamaicaSeaMoss.com. Okay, that's where my sister sells her sea moss. She's in Jamaica. She sells the sea moss straight from Jamaica there. But if you go here, you'll see where it says herb there. And if you go down here, I literally just put up these herbs. These are all the herbs that I just made available for you guys in the form of tea bags, okay? These are all in tea bags, all right? These are all fresh herbs that I got from Jamaica, and I have put them in tea bags for your convenience because you guys have asked for them, all right? So I have something for the men, for the brothers, something for their prostate here, right here. It's called Men's Prostate Support Herbal Tea Bags, all right? I have some chamomile tea here, red raspberry tea, sour sop leaves, or some people call it graviola, all right? I have nettle, stinging nettle, lemongrass, shepherd's purse, all right? I have something for adult and children for cough, cold, and flu, all right? A lot of you guys are getting all that cold and mucus and, you know, cough and stuff like that. This is something for the respiratory system that can help you, you know, to help you to prevent cough and cold and stuff like that, and the flu. It build up the immune system. And I have something here for those of you women. Let me click on it. Who are going through issues with bad period, okay? This is called a woman's uterine blend that I put together here. And for those of you who have bad period every month, you know, heavy bleeding and stuff like that, cramps and you know, tender breasts and stuff like that, you have your hormones are out of balance, you know, hormonal imbalance. And even for the women who are going through menopause, okay, this is something that I put together for the sisters. All right, here it is. It's called Woman Uterine Blend. That's for those of you who are having little hormonal issues, okay? And even if you're not having those issues, you might want to take the tea to help not to get it, all right? And I have some Jamaican Ceylon cinnamon straight from Jamaica, all right? Let's go back to the brother for a second. If you have a husband in the family, there it is right here, something for the brothers. Men's prostate support, right? I cannot tell you guys how many brothers I've talked to who are going through prostate problems, who are having prostate issues, okay? Prostate enlargement, you're having issues urinating, okay? This right here has herbs in there that is going to get rid of that inflammation that is causing your prostate to become enlarged, which is causing you to have issues with urination, brothers, okay? For those of you sisters who are listening, you might want to tell your husband if he's going through something like that. You know, this is something that I put together, and it's very convenient for the brothers. They can just put that in a in a teacup. It's a tea bag, and they throw it in a teacup, pour some hot water on it, okay? And that's it, all right? But that's something for the men, for their prostate, to take care of the prostate. And even if they're not having prostate problem, they don't want to have it. So they need to be drinking these tea to keep the prostate healthy. All right? So that's what I want to, you know, just want to show you guys there. Check out, all right, not sure. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Just me. I really do suggest that you guys go to the, I was just literally just talking to my husband about this. You need to go and get yourself an ultrasound, a sonogram or something to look down there and make sure that everything is all right with the uterus, okay? just take a look down there. Let the doctor, do a little pap smear every now and then. You know what I mean? Let them do the ultrasound and just make sure everything is going good down there. All right. You don't want to wait until something actually happened. Okay. Come to find out, it's 16 centimeter. Wow. Oh, wow. You had something. I didn't know anything was going on. I didn't really have. Oh, wow. So you did a surgery, sis? So did you have a hysterectomy? I hope you didn't have a hysterectomy. Wow. I hope you didn't remove your uterus, sis. That's what the doctors have been recommending nowadays. That's not good. Oh. So you had a hysterectomy. These doctors, man, listen, Esau, you know what they say, Esau is a devil. Esau is a devil. You have anything going on with the organs, and the first thing Esau is going to tell you, you need to remove your organ. That's it. And that's why you need to take care of the organs. And that's why I come on this channel day in, day out, beating you guys over the head with the same thing. Take care of the organs. How do you take care of the organs? It's what I've been saying every day. Cleanse the system. Eat more plant foods. Get rid of the junk food. That's how you take care of the organs, because that's how you feed nutrients to the system, to the organs, right? If you don't take care of the organs, these are the things that are going to happen to you. You're going to end up with all type of problems in the system. Oh, you said you found out last week, and you're getting a surgery soon. You don't have to get a surgery. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just letting you know that you can shrink the fibroid tumor or the ovarian cyst that you have. You don't have to do a surgery. You don't have to, unless they're going to remove the cyst. If that's what they're doing, then that's fine. But they're telling you that you need to remove your ovary, take out an organ. You might not want to go there, sis. You might want to consider different alternative here. See, you're saying that I just hope they won't remove my ovary. Let me tell you something, sister, just me. A doctor cannot remove your ovary unless you give him consent to do so, okay? So when you say, I hope they don't remove my ovary, what you're doing right now is that you're giving them the authority to remove your ovary. It's your ovary. It's your body. So they can't remove it unless you tell them yes or no. So this is your decision. This is not the doctor's decision. I hope you understand that. And this is another problem with our people. We have to take control of the decisions that are being made with our body. It is not the doctor's decision to remove a part of your body. It is your decision. Okay? So when you say, I hope they don't do it, you're already giving your body over to them to do it. You're already saying, oh, I don't have any control of myself. I'm just going to, they have control. No, that's your body. And you make the decision as to whether or not something has been removed from it. Okay? So me personally, unless it's like a dire situation, like an emergency, I wouldn't suggest that you do that you remove any organ from your body unless it's life-threatening. You understand what I'm saying? Like if it's life-threatening and there's no other option, then yeah. But ovarian cysts are things that can be shrunk, okay? Because all they are buildup of waste that are sitting in the system. So you can shrink them, okay? You don't have to remove your entire organ to do that, okay? So if you want to remove, if you can remove them that way, or you can have the doctor, if they're telling you that they can't remove the cyst and they have to remove your whole entire uterus, no. No, sis. Yeah. Well, If they're gonna remove the cyst, that's fine, because that needs to go. That needs to go. But as far as removing your ovary, no, no. If the doctors are telling you they need to remove your ovaries, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, sis. I'm just telling you that me personally, it's a big no, no. Oh, you're pregnant. Okay, you're pregnant. Okay. Man, well, it's, you know what? And it's a blessing that you're pregnant with a ovarian cyst. Wow. That's a blessing in itself, because a lot of women can't get pregnant with those things, you know. Wow. So after you give birth, if you decide to, this is not something, I mean, unless it's some kind of complication with the baby, this is not something that you should worry about right this second until after you give birth. Then you might want to, after you give birth, you might want to work on it. Okay. Um, Hit me up if you need some help getting rid of that cyst. All right. Just hit me up. But unless this is causing some type of distress to the baby right now, that's not something you should do anything about right now until you give birth. Okay. They said it's too big. Is it a complication? Is it a hindrance to the baby? Yeah, you know, I can't trust these doctors. Really can't. Cannot trust these doctors. Anyway, all right. I'm not going to stay on here too long. Thank you guys for tuning in with me here. Wow, I've been on here for an hour and 21 minutes. Jeez, this was supposed to be a little short video that I want to talk about depression. All right, guys. Yeah, so if you are suffering from depression, if you have a child that's suffering from depression, man, clean up their diet and give them some herbs. All right, you guys see the website. Let me share it again, just in case you didn't see it. Okay, let me share it again one last time. Here it is. It says for mental sharpness. Okay, here it is, for mental sharpness, cognitive brain support. All right. Quite a few people asking me, what can I take for anxiety and depression and all that stuff? This is a formula for that. Okay, there it is. That's a formula for that. All right. You can give it to the children. You can take it. Okay. Hope I help. Oh, you're welcome, Sister Ta Israel. Thank you, Sister Queen. All right, sis. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go outside and try and get some fresh air and some sun, guys. You know us melanated people, man. We gotta keep keep the sun on the skin. We need that. You know, lots of vitamin D on the skin. Don't let Esau tell you anything about skin cancer. We don't we that's not for us. That's for them. Okay. Sister Star, the name of my sister's website is let me share it for you again. Let me share it one last time.